Oh, you're one of
That's when I
those.
see Techies. Dude, I told you last game I had Techies in my game. He was mid and we won. Like he was on my team and he was
I thought you
playing mid
said
lane.
you were the techies.
I wasn't. No, he was.
Oh,
He was
okay.
the
I feel
TO.
lied to because I was impressed when I was like, wow, Liz plays techies mid and wins. Now I'm less impressed.
I do, but not as gracious as that guy did. He was really owning. He was really owning. It was cool to watch. Now Zayats is obviously one of those dudes that you really need to study when it comes to playing techies. This guy is just. I would argue that it's not only about him, but about his teammates and the way Virtus.pro learned how to play around techies. They're pretty much the only team that's picking it right now.
Well, I'd say that they're not the like if there was an opponent that is maybe detrimental to pull it out against because they have a seasoned techies player that likes to play it still, it's probably Alliance right now because FNG was getting infamous for a while for playing it as well, right? So like,
When?
just a few months ago, I think he even whipped out with the Gambit roster.
I think you're lying, sir.
I'm not
I
lying.
I think you're making stuff up. FNG techies? What? I mean, okay, it's possible. I'm not sure. It's possible. And if he does play techies, then he might know how to deal with it. He whips out his Chen, sending those pesky, units as sacrificial mine testers is always nice. So that's cool. They also have a pretty decent draft so far on Alliance. You have the Axe Phoenix combo. It's actually pretty decent. Uh, actually, Axe versus Spectre. That's pretty bad. Yeah, you really don't want to play Axe into Spectre.
No, because you're a counter
Uh,
initiator, right? And the problem is halfway through a fight, a haunt has already gone off, and it's the same as a shaker. You have no way of then initiating.
it's the dispersion, and then the haunt that stops you from initiating. Yeah, it's gonna be a hard Axe game unless S4, which I suppose, who I suppose will be playing the Axe, does something incredible. But it will be hard. By the way, do you see this circle below Chen?
Yeah,
The black
because it's
circle,
all about Chen.
the gray.
Yeah.
What's this about? I didn't notice this before.
Isn't is it from the Radiant base? I think it's got to be some from the
Alright.
Radiant base. I think you're right. It hasn't been there before. I mean, Warlock just got picked and it hasn't shifted to him, so it's not like a just in case you weren't aware, this is the latest hero type thing. It's just there.
It looks like a, like a figurine, like a piece that's his standard model, and for some reason it went through into the game. It's like, it didn't get deleted when picked. In any case, we'll talk about that later. Alliance, they go with a Lifestealer. Now this could be a decent Lifestealer game. We have actually seen this matchup a few days ago, right? Lifestealer versus Spectre. That matchup in which Lifestealer actually got the Radiance much faster and they won it. Spectre was kind of always waiting. I think it was
That
bait
was bait.
Spectre, right?
Yeah, they had Chrysalis on the Spectre, but the map was closed way too quick in that game. Whereas, in this game,
Mhm.
Techies it could slow down Alliance's approach. I mean, Lifestealer is the only hero who feels confident against the Techies. Chen, yeah, you mentioned, you can throw in your creeps, but it feels bad to do, right? Because then you have to go find new children to sacrifice to explosions.
Hmm. Yeah, that's true. But it's still better to sacrifice your neutrals than to sacrifice your heroes, right? So Chen versus Techies is pretty good for Chen, I would say.
Mhm.
Overall, they are lacking their limp hero. DK has been banned out. OD is still in the pool. Sorry, not OD. DP is still in the pool. So something like that, I would love to see on limp. Some pace controlling type of a hero. They don't have a lot of control as well. You have Axe, but that's it. You're very limited on stuns. Of course, Chen can have a couple of Centaur Stompers, or you can have a couple of trolls to ensnare with, but that's not really that great. You need more.
Yeah. I mean, like right now, okay, I was gonna highlight that they maybe didn't have much lockdown. I wasn't thinking necessarily Storm Spirit, but Alliance. This is a good Storm game, right? Because we already mentioned the Axe can't initiate. Maybe the Chen
Hmm.
army finds him, but all those stuns are predictable and kind of projected.
Yeah, they don't really have enough catch for the storm. That's obvious. That's why it's picked. It's very easy to get on top of the Phoenix as well. It's very easy to kite the Lifestealer too. And if this game goes long enough, at least at the moment, it looks like a completely free Lifestealer game. Um, let's look, Alliance. What could they go for here as their last pick? I mean, of course, they're gonna wait for Virtus.pro's one. Virtus.pro, they need an offlane in their final pick. By the way, have you watched a lot of VP recently? Have they been playing even like for the last
They
few weeks?
haven't played as many tournaments as they maybe would have because of the new rules that are coming in around secondary rosters, right? So like there was this interchanging where
Mm.
Prodigy would be playing instead, then
They go with
VP would have some of the tournaments.
they go with the most common pick for them. It was one of the heroes that I was thinking, but yeah, I should have said something. Doesn't count now. Centaur is pretty much there to go offlane because Rezo, he does well on everything, but he excels on Centaur. He really excels on Centaur. He plays this hero to the fullest, and they've had a lot of success with it. The only thing is you are picking into a Lifestealer, and that can be a little bit problematic because historically, Nyx wins that lane. It has been changed a little bit. Lifestealer Feast is different, and obviously you have Retaliate to work with right now. But still, I think it's a good lane for Nico Baby.
He has to be careful though, because I mean it's a Techies plus Centaur, right? So if you find yourself raging to dodge out the stun, they can still follow up. But at the same time, you need to rage for stun because that's enough time to throw out the silence from Techies. So it can like there could be some spicy about this. I mean, anytime we see Techies, it completely changes how you think of laning matchups and the game in general, right? Like it is one of those heroes that changes the way Dota functions.
I just want Alliance to pick something very greedy here as their last pick. They could use some catch. Like Virtus.pro banning out that puck was really good because it's a very strong hero versus Storm on the mid lane, and then later on as well, it's good. Is Ember banned? Viper, okay.
It's
Yeah,
such a
yeah,
good
yeah, yeah,
Viper
yeah.
game.
This it's so good. Mm, this is very good. It's so strong versus the Centaur, but most importantly versus the Spectre. Now you have a hero that deletes Spectre's haunt, right? You use that haunt, she goes in, suddenly she has none of her passives because of the nether toxin, and that's pretty cool. Man, I love these sets,
Mm. Whoa,
all of
what's
them.
that Viper? What?
Okay, Viper looks like something out of WoW that you go to farm around level 46, like
It.
Strangletorn Whale or
I
something, you
mean,
know?
it
No,
looks like Viper and Veno had the DNA mixed with the Year Beast to me.
mm. Look at the chat, man. You can't even see it because this
That is Chen now.
beast
He's just
yeah,
we're
this beast
Overwatch.
is too big.
This is the gorilla now. We're Winston.
Also the hat on Warlock, look at
Oh
that.
god, yeah, that hat. That hat made me chuckle the moment I saw it in the set. Damn,
Ah, it's pretty
look
cool.
at Centaur's hat as well. It's like, well, he
Okay.
keeps no clipping with his beard for it, but other than that, you got some sort of weird Warframe look going on there.
Yeah, who cares about Centaur really?
I mean,
He's
Rezo
all
does.
he's already beefy, bulky, and whatnot. It's look at the Axis hat, however. It's golden, it's burning, it's mean. That's where it's all about.
Alright, well, these are going to be our drafts. I think Hat Game just has to be won by Virtus.pro to begin with because... and also Rezo just accepting his role in this team. Have you had a game yet where everyone on your team correctly
Dies?
uses the die mode? Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Me neither. I'm bummed out by it.
Yeah, because you have like two players that want to flail, two players that want to put out that they're gonna win, and then you have that one dude that's 100% off to smoke a cigar because the game isn't loaded, and then he's gonna DC when the game loads and be AFK for your first 5 minutes, and you're gonna just sit there, waiting for him to chill out on his balcony, come back to play.
Something
Because his grandma doesn't allow him to smoke in the apartment,
I ain't got that issue, all right. Well, I
I
know
get that.
smoking's still a big thing, actually. When I was in Kiev, loads of people on the smoking breaks still.
In CIS, there's people constantly on smoking breaks. Yeah, it's still a big thing here. The West kind of moved away from it, but the East didn't
Yeah, a
at
lot of our
all.
people embraced vaping.
I mean, people vape here as well. Dude, I hate that smell so much. By the way, I can stand
Which one?
cigars
There's loads of
like
different smells.
every like I can stand cigars no problem. I grew up in Bosnia, dude. Like you can smoke around babies in Bosnia. You smoke in
Jeez.
restaurants. Like it literally like every restaurant can be smoked in. You know there are
Like
no.
how does that work, Amir? They just go puffing. It's like, what are you doing with that baby? Don't matter. Gonna make the lung strong.
Yeah. In any case, I can. I've lived. Oh, techies.
Just techies things.
First
I mean,
suicide.
the thing is, you know, for a lot of gamers, we don't care about the smoking. We're more focused on something else to kind of relax us, to give us our energy as well, which is usually.
Is
like,
it maybe Monster Energy?
It does keep us energized. One of the teams here even has an official sponsor, of course. This is where we're going to see if Alliance, you know, maybe that gives them the extra boost they need, because they have been losing quite a lot recently.
Yeah. They won only the only last series they won were versus NIP, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah,
So,
and they don't have a monster sponsor as far as I'm aware, so clearly the difference was there.
and the one we casted was versus FTM, and they lost that one. That's the CIS stack. That's usually considered inferior to Virtus.pro. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
I mean, they aren't officially sponsored by Monster, but I imagine they probably had like double the amount of Monster Alliance did. They just put them ahead.
You're really doing this.
I don't know what you thought. Look, Liz, I will have
Okay,
to
as
know,
for
I'm a completely impartial, honest caster. I have no attachments to any brand.
top lane Hanskin, he's getting really low here, but I mean, he just wanted to mess with that first wave so that Axe can go on creep skip, which Axe is doing. As for his happy little camper getting his level 2 here.
And meanwhile on the bot lane, we just keep Zayats going with the blast offs. He's like, okay, I'm gonna annoy Nico Baby a little bit, but he's very quickly realizing it's very underwhelming against a Chen Lifestealer combo to try and win an attrition war.
Yeah, they just heal so much. Chen gives, not right now, but with Headdress that's there and with the next level of Divine Favor, Lifestealer is gonna heal so much that I don't think they'll be able to pressure that hard. But, oh, there we go, another fast off. So basically,
it's doing
how you
nothing,
start
really.
with... Yeah, it's... this
Well, it's
lane is
stopping
difficult.
them from getting aggressive, though, right? I think that's the one thing Rezo likes about this, is that Nico Baby doesn't want to come forward and attack center, which you already
he's
want to
still
try and
level
avoid.
1. He's still level 1, right? So he cannot at the moment. But later on, I wouldn't be surprised. The thing is, when you're playing Techies, all he's doing right now is blocking the small camp so that Chen cannot have a decent creep, you know? And he's suiciding in because he has 2 Fairy Fires, Ring of Region, and a lot of tangos he brought to the lane. So you can't really trade hits, but you can just blast off in and out. That's the game plan here.
Yeah, and then you reach this point where maybe you can actually start to hit hard enough, look for a kill. Of course, you need to be in sync there so that you stomp into the blast off, and then maybe you can kill a Lifestealer, but it's such a hard kill.
Top lane Warlock was forced out, but he should be fine.
No, it's,
Actually went bottom.
Yeah, it looks like they're actually just going to try and pile on the pressure here, because, you know, the Spectre's just being left alone. However, you can already see S4 moving across. If they notice this, they might just go and potentially lane against him.
I mean, do you see the sentry on top right there? It's blocking the hard camp. So Axe is pretty much creep skipping, and what you want to do as a Spectre when this is happening, you want to take the creeps and pull them to the hard camp so that you kind of equalize the amount of farm that he's getting and that you're getting. But because of this good sentry ward placement, he's unable to do so. Because of that, Warlock is forced to rotate bottom as well.
Yeah. I think the bigger concern for VP is in the mid lane right now. Storm, yeah, he's keeping up on CS, but the regen difference will start to be felt if he tries to attend to this lane anymore. Like level 4 is that point, right, where Viper becomes kind of impossible to lane against.
Level 1 is that point for me, man. I see that green thing and I run. I just don't want to lane
you're a
against
level 1
Viper.
Meepo jungler now, are you?
Yeah, why not? If I play Meepo versus him, sure. He's not that hard to deal with, as you said before. Level 3 at least, you can mess with the Viper. You can even out trade him if you're playing around the creeps well enough.
Yeah, it's still tough because of course he can orb walk with the poison attack.
Of course, of course.
But it looks like they actually done a good job of making stacks. Like Storm made some himself, and then the supports. I think that was another reason that Warlock came down around this area. Is if you stack top, Axe is just going to take those stacks away. But if you stack the bottom area, no one can use that to catch up.
I don't really think he's about to stack a lot as this Warlock. Not right now, at least. His job is to just keep them healthy and nutritious on the bottom lane. Heal Rezo and use Fatal Bonds that are actually level 2 to pressure Nico Baby as much as possible. And so far they're doing a decent job because Rezo actually has more net worth than Nico by 300, 400 even.
Yeah, and look at the denies as well. 11 on the Centaur, only 3 on the Lifestealer, so he's not having an easy time at this. What's that shenanigans here?
Yeah, he's being pinged out. I think he's going to pull the next wave into the mines and he's going to farm it. This is very important because this wave is with a catapult. So what he does with this is he prevents a limp from pushing in the tier 1. However, he might die.
He can blast off. I mean, you're always going to die when you're a Techies. It's just he takes his own way out.
This is really good. This is really, really good. Now, the only question is, how will Limp deal with it? Because he can also save the Carti. You see, he's going to tank the creep wave. Because of that, the Carti will survive. And then he will push with the next wave probably into it.
And that's crucial for a hero like this, right? Like, a Viper isn't really renowned for hitting towers. And you already see he's blocking the catapult to make sure it does make it there in one piece. Huh? Handskin. Well, that's a stationary courier, and that's no boots for the Storm, and now Storm's in a lot of trouble. He's got reinforcements. 3 heroes. Actually, it's Viper going down. They bring a hell of a lot of heroes. Spectre Haunts in. He does see the Phoenix as well. Looks like Hanskin should be able to get away, but barely. But that was our first blood.
He has no boots. He might actually even fall here.
Okay, he's gone. He's definitely gone.
Yeah. That's a great rotation from everyone on the side of Virtus.pro.
Everyone.
Everyone. Besides the scent, they managed to get S4 top. He's in trouble.
He was pressuring the tower, and now he's going to be the one getting pressured here. CIS has the blast off if he wants to steal the kill, but instead he'll let no one have it. And while that happens,
bottom lane.
Yep, both off lanes going down, but one a lot more valuable than the other. As you know, S4, he was sitting top of the net worth chart at this point.
Good movements, really good movements. It's so interesting to see how every single second matters. That pull on the creep wave around the tier 2 prevents Viper to pressuring the tier 1, which allows Storm to get his level 6 on time. And because of that, they can turn the kill onto the Viper, take him down, and turn it together with that haunt. It's all these small little moves, man. They're so valuable for Virtus.pro.
And in that regard, also the Viper's move is going to be predictable, right? He protects the catapult, but you know at the 5-minute mark, he's going to want to get pressure onto that tier 1 tower, because that's what Viper's all about. Bully the lane, take the tower early, force rotations.
He's going for a really good build as well. Limp is going for Atos. Not a lot of utility for his team in a way of auras or mechanism or anything like that, like some pipe. But this Atos will help them in the catch department, so they'll have something else for the Techies, but most importantly, Storm and Spectre.
I mean, you have other heroes that provide that kind of utility, right? Like the Phoenix can heal up your team, the Chen can heal up your team, Axe could build into something like a pipe if you need it that badly. Just identifying what we kind of hit on the draft, right? Where we said they don't have much lockdown. They don't really have anything for the Storm Spirit.
They don't indeed. Bottom lane, Rezo, do they have something for him?
Well, they gave him the easy clap from the Hellbet, slowed him down a bit, but he's way too tanky. I mean, look at this. Chainmail, Ring of Protection, Ring of Health. It's all about a please don't kill me type build right now.
Yeah, it's funny how this lane has changed. This used to be heavily favored for Lifestealer, but Rezo is doing really, really well on Descent.
I mean, it was against any strength hero, right? But now these strength heroes, they're like, okay, once you get me down to half HP, this is no longer a favorable trade for the Lifestealer, unless he's like, you know, phase boots when I still only have naked boots.
What's Zayad's doing? Is he just stacking? Yep.
Probably for himself, considering the amount of mines he's been spending in those camps. It wouldn't surprise me. It's a bit of a greedy boy.
He didn't really get a good camp because the mines are magical. He got the Centaur and the Mud Golem, and you don't want to go for that. They might go for Limp instead, though.
Yeah, they're trying to poke
He's
around
about
the
to
back.
show. S4 is close, however,
And he has
as well.
phase boots, yeah. S4 almost has blink, so this would be the perfect time to do it when he can't just jump you and punish you instantly. They're going to go for it. Horn in, same as before, but this time it might backfire a little. S4 stays on top of him to assist, gets rid of the mine. And look at that. Straight away, Nico Baby's like, bro, don't worry, I got you. I'm going to climb inside. They're not going to hurt you anymore.
How does that actually work? He climbs inside of a target and he gives it what, the region, HP?
Well,
gives them
I mean,
God mode?
I think it's like, you know, the whole idea of, have you ever seen Highlander? There can be only one. Every time they kill one of the other people, they get stronger, right? It's one of those kind of things. You don't kill them. Instead, you're just absorbing their being into your being, which means you've got more soul power.
But that's literally what Dota is, and that's a bad comparison because when you kill a hero, you get experience, and that's it. That's
yeah,
what
but you've got two powers in one. You see?
All right, I'm done with you, KillerPigeon.
Look, I didn't want to use the A word, but if you watch some of those, it makes a lot of sense.
Mid lane?
Oh, they're holding it. Storm Spirit just has to move away. The final attack's going to come out, but it will be a miss. It wouldn't have been enough to kill him, however.
He has DD. He has DD. They have Fatal Bonds. They have Warlock Golem. They could actually fight here on both sides.
Yeah, these Fatal Bonds, they hurt. They're level 3 as well. Like, this new Warlock build is so much more threatening. TP's coming in. Centaur does not have Stampede, though. So, you're going to need no one to do the heavy lifting here.
Very interesting, though, to go for Fatal Bonds instead of Upheaval.
Yeah, I think usually, like, 1 point is value, at least, in Upheaval, right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, what are you doing in the fight? You fail bonds, you maybe Shadow Word target, and then you use your offering. So after that, I don't really think 72 attack damage is contributing more than slowing everyone in the area.
I was just messing with you, man. Of course you go for Fatal Bonds.
I know you can get a value point upheaval though, right? Like I've seen some builds where you get one point.
It's like 2 levels of Shadow Word always, and then you can get 1 point in upheaval, but you have to max out Fatal Bonds. Yeah, that's the way to go.
I think
the whole team benefits from it.
I was gonna say a lot of supports also max out the upheaval before going back for Shadow Word as well now, right? Like 2 points is usually
yeah. Shadow Word 2 points and that's it. You're not maxing anymore. There was a time in which Warlock was played mid for a short time, if you remember, like a month or two. Like Phase Boots, Aquila, mid lane Warlock into Aghanim's Refresher. And back then you could go for maxed out Shadow Word, but never again, I think. Like, that's it.
Those are the days when anything which could build Ag's Refresher thumbs up at the mid. Like, remember the Shadow Shamans in the mid? Like, my life is simple.
S4, he might go for this Warlock.
He's tempting. He needs to creep with him. The call will come out. He needs some spins. This is not some good RNG festival, so he'll just back away. By the way, his farm is pretty impressive. I mean, he hit the 100 CS mark before the 10-minute mark.
But he was literally 1v1, right? Spectre was... He wasn't even 1v1. He was playing PoE. He was playing against the environment.
Hey, Path of Exiles has PvP. It's just terrible. No one plays it. That was a rough rock. And Centaur? Okay, I mean, he has got the Hood of Defiance, but he's trying his luck a little.
What about Zayas? Is he about to fall?
Yep. His Corey goes, and then he dies as well. This is like a really depressing ending to the John Wick movie, where both the owner and the pet die.
he did some work. He planted some mines very deep. You can see the mines where Phoenix is going, but he's gonna scout them. Yeah, this is the worst thing, you know. They're gonna find not only the mines but the ward as well, and they killed him and his courier. Now he just detonates them. Yeah, that was so sad. Uh, and all of this happened because they caught him retreating, right? So when you see him retreating, you know exactly, well, not exactly, but you can have a good guess where he mined.
Yeah, it's the same when you see a pos 5 running away from an area, right? Like, I have a pretty good idea of where you just put a ward down. I'll just go get rid of that right now. Thank you.
Exactly. That's why looking at the mini maps all the time is so important. It gives you so much info. Just seeing movements from players, just seeing those arrows, you know, shift a little bit. Bottom lane.
Going in. Silence is there. Lifestealer's controlled up, and he is gone. That is a nice move coming out from the side of Virtus.pro.
Blast-off has such a long silence duration. Level 3 is 6 seconds. I think it's only matched by Dead Prophet.
It's everything that Techies has kind of feels like this, though, right? Like, you know when you get hit by the max root, 5 seconds on a stasis trap. You just sit there. You're like, and it's even more intimidating because you know there's probably a Techies nearby. You're just like counting down the seconds very slowly until you're released from hell.
You're just counting down the seconds until you die to mines.
You know he's wiggling nearby, right? You're like, I know it's coming. There's going to be an explosion.
So I would be surprised if FNG didn't get more of these Centaur coursers for the Cole Cora. This Aura actually stacks. So he can get a bunch of those for the mines as well, which would be pretty cool.
They fixed that, right?
Did
you only
they?
get one now. Yeah, because remember, I think it was TNC were using it a hell of a lot. They were winning big tournaments with a lot of Chen picks. And they changed it. I think they increased it.
Yeah, I must have missed it, yeah.
So if you look at the dumb little potato creep, you get 20% resistance on creeps now. I think it used to be 10 on everything, but you cannot stack the aura.
Yeah, alright. I'll believe you. I'll believe you.
Let's be honest, Liz, it was completely and utterly busted. It was better than a pipe.
But you would get, you were getting 5, I think, and you could stack. That's what it was, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that was just broken though, right? It was better than having a pipe. And it trivialized Chen to a point where, like, you know, even I could play it.
Don't be so harsh on yourself.
My mids yell at me all day. It's getting me down. My self-confidence is gone. As will this tower now be.
Look at the Techies with his smoke. He uses that smoke on his own just to go deep and mine. But the way he's mining isn't only about getting you know, some kills. Look, he's about to creep skip. Yeah, it's the vision, exactly. He's putting, like, every camp has a couple of remotes. Some of them can kill, but some of them are only there to scout people out.
And they've scouted him out. I'll move in now. And there's nowhere near enough damage to bring down S4. Instead, he'll be the one going down as the axe caves in the skull of Techies.
Yeah, that's the hood comboed with the Courser Aura, so... He didn't even lose 50% HP. That was sad. Actually, this is probably the worst game that I've seen Zats have on Techies.
It's tough. Like, look at the heroes he's playing against, Liz, right? We're really comment on the fact, you know, you got a pipe builder there, you got the Chen, you got a hero who can just get magic immunity, and then another one who has built-in magic resistance.
Then again, S4 jumps in.
Drop the rock onto S4 on the Limp. They'll drag Limp in as well, and now the call is going to come out. Centaur controlled up. The Haunt's going to be used right now, and Limp stands his ground. He's feeling pretty bulky. They will try and wail on him hard here, but the one to heal him up, no one's the one running. With a haste rune now slowly running out, he will retreat. And Alliance, they stand their ground against the Wombo combo of VP. I mean, I say Wombo.
It wasn't really a Wombo combo.
Yeah, that was pretty much a whoopsie, if anything.
It was just a Golem and Fatal Bonds. It was also very interesting that they used that just before Radiance is about to be completed. They had the opportunity to just back out because they had a very, very defensive ward. You see that ward next to the hard camp on the side, on the triangle, the dire one. It's so defensive, it's crazy. But also, it allowed Spectre to CX and move back. They had an option to retreat and not fight there. They just decided to fight. They thought they were strong enough.
Yeah, I didn't even check Spectre's inventory at the beginning of that fight. I assumed he'd finished the Radiance, because when you go in for a jump like that, we commented on this yesterday in the bait game, right? They made the exact same error. They fought just before Radiance. It was a big wash of a fight, and then they couldn't do anything for 2 minutes.
The only difference here is that this Radiance is coming way sooner.
Definitely.
I think this is about 3 minutes earlier than in that game, so this Radiance might come fast enough at least.
Well, so
There's
far,
a lot of sustain.
I mean, VP, they're going to need it as well, because you got to give credit where credit's due. Alliance are shrinking the map pretty effectively, but you expect that when you've got a Chen draft, right? It is about taking those towers early.
They just have so much sustain on Virtus.pro. Sorry, on Alliance. There's obviously Chen that has a mech. Then you have a Sunray as well. Nyx isn't easy to kill. Viper isn't easy to kill. And then you have Axe with a completed pipe.
It's a tough one, right? The only thing you maybe look and go Alliance don't have, as we saw, it wasn't the quickest burst down, is they maybe don't have the damage yet. But then you look at the items coming out next. Deso's about to be complete on Nico, baby. And that Lifestealer alone will beat the living crap out of everyone. Oh, the jump is in return on S4. He's fine. He's confident with this right now. But for how long they're going to control him up? The pipe, my friend, the pipe, it mildly tickles. He throws out the call. He's holding on to it. And they did use the fatal bonds, but they're not quite ready now. CIS on the backstab coming out. The X is going to go down and immediately jump on top of it. Phoenix already dead. And now with the Stampede, they'll plow straight for Alliance and run them down. The Infest bomb out, trying to do the damage. Turn around on the Storm will bring him down. Finally, S4 hits the deck. RTW down to half HP, and Rezo just trying to retreat towards the mines, but they'll still get the kill. They drop the rock now onto Viper and Nico, baby. The two harder kills. Can they achieve either of them? ILTW will just TP away as he goes, wait, you guys are tanky, you do hit hard, but you have no stunts.
It started off really well for Virtus.pro in that fight because they got them where they wanted them. Everyone was fatal bonded, and then Zats from behind jumps in with that blast off, pretty much connecting on almost everyone, silencing a lot of heroes. Now the problem was, because they were grouped up so heavily, Spectre's Haunt had to be in the Nether Toxin, right? Whoever you're hitting, you're in Nether Toxin because they're all in it. And because of that, he wasn't really dishing out a lot of damage and wasn't really that tanky, and he needed to retreat all the time, which leaves Storm isolated under the ATOS. He dies first, and then you can't really continue that fight any longer.
And you know, you look at the kill count, you're like, oh, that's not too bad for VP. But when you check the net worth exchange, it was more or less even. I think both sides got about 800 gold. The difference is you just used your rock and your haunt for it. And now Alliance, look what they do straight away. Into the pit. They go, okay, no big ults, no way you can stop this.
Yeah, the Desolator is completed. There is a smoke from Centaur and Techies, but I have a feeling this is more just to set up some traps, you know, over the map, some mines, which is what he's doing most of the time anyway.
Well,
he breaks the smoke of
Limp.
Limp.
They'll break each other's smoke there. Limp already moving past. They see a better target, or an easier one at least. Warlock will be brought down. Let's be honest, right? Also, one's a pos 5, one's a pos 4, but you never chase the Techies.
I mean, if you're a Viper, you could, right? You have Essence Ring, and you have Corrosive Skin. How much do you care about Techies? Of course he can kill you, but it's not going to be that easy. Yeah, he needs a lot of mines.
I love your, like, carelessness to life, Liz. Like, nah, I live it on the edge. Sure, he could kill me, but I could also kill him. And the only one dying on this moment might be FNG, or is he? So tanky, and uh-oh, Storm out of mana here, needs an out. Stampy's running out soon. He's got enough for one ball line. And no, he doesn't get high enough. Oh, they catch him on the low ground. They'll bring him down. That is a very, very sad Storm Spirit.
Yeah, he had so little mana. I actually was surprised that he even tried to jump on the high ground there. He miscalculated that one. Very unconventional for no one Storm. By the way, he had a good chance to kill off there, to get a pick off, but the problem was Hanskin found Centaur. He used Vessel and Sunray on him, and because of that, Centaur couldn't blink in to help Storm out. It was a good attempt. They were doing this pincer movement, but Phoenix just messed everything up.
Oh, and Alliance, they're just a little bit quicker, and as a result, now they are back on VP's side of the map on the high ground, knocking at the door.
Yeah, Nico is huge. He's about to finish a halberd as well.
I mean, he's not as much knocking on doors, firing it down. Here's the battering ram for Alliance. They move in and get a pick off already. That means no rock for 30 seconds. Port's going to be used right now, but the jump of the blast off the Silence up free. They're going to move this side. Hanskin has got the egg, but that Silence lasts so long. However, there is not enough damage out of VP, and instead, Techies will join the other support in the grave on the side of Virtus.pro, as Alliance now have the keys to the base.
Just so much sustain on the side of Alliance. They got every item they needed. Plus, the neutral items were good for them. Essence Ring on Limp helps out so much. Then you get Aquila on the Lifestealer to help you out a little bit. Vampire Fangs for some extra lifesteal as well on Axe. Just everything working in their favor, and they're also playing really well against the Techies.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
They're not giving him time to set anything up, right? That's the most important part. It's across the map.
Phoenix?
All right, that's the one he did set up. He had been there a long time, but they just realized that, like, okay, there's no way he set up another trap elsewhere, so in we go.
It's a big one. They don't have the egg to work with now, but on the side of VP, you don't really have anything, right? You have the rock, I guess.
But no Haunt to go
haunt,
with it.
Yeah. They have everything but the Haunt, pretty much, but
Stomp.
That's their everything.
Oh, and fail bonds. They drop the rock right now. They'll be able to bring down Shen. So both supports and Alliance now dead, and the causing a little bit of trouble. The bomb's going down, so that's going to give his life. Nico Baby raged up, hitting into whatever he can. The pull comes out. S4 for spin. He's going to land out to get some kills in return. Limp does go down. Nico Baby lost one standing, but there's nothing they can do here. Aegis is gone, and now when it comes back up, it's quite the mess with Nico Baby. Controlled up, Rage still on cooldown for one more second, and it won't be enough. Double kill for LTW, VP hold the base.
The work that Warlock plus Techies do as this support combo is just sick. Yeah, they didn't have the egg, and it's the focal point of Alliance's team fight, right? Team fighting capabilities, that is. They should have waited for the Phoenix. They pushed way too hard. Zayats again with a perfect dunk onto them to get like multiple hero silence, and that silence is so long and so disgusting when you don't have any mantas, any BKBs, nothing like that. You can't shake it off. Yeah, Axe is getting a Yules, but it wasn't there yet. He still needs a couple of hundred.
No, I mean we saw the effect when Alliance pushed it on the bot lane, right? That blast off meant that Hanskin, if he wasn't silenced, would have dove deeper, and maybe they would have had more initial kills on that first skirmish into VP's base. But you're right, 7 seconds is absurd.
Also, Sunray is something that's really strong for Alliance because they're all beefy. So percentage-based Sunray really helps them out. They need it.
I mean, the other thing as well about this support combo, right? We saw it when Solo went bot early on, is even on the laner phase, is complementary for the Shadow Word value. You know, if there's any hero that would love to be healed up and needs to be regularly, it's going to be a Techies.
They can't make too many of these mistakes because
it's a spec.
I'm not going to say, yeah, exactly. I'm not going to say that they're on a big timer, but you are playing versus the Techies, and every time you make a mistake like that, it allows Zayats to spread his mines around. I'm not going to call them in any bad way.
He puts his spiky balls all over the map, and people don't like it. Let's put it that way. Here's the Techie shenanigan, right? It's like, you know, when you lose a fight and the other team comes out and they finally start warding again. You're like, well, this isn't as safe anymore. Well, Techies is that.
He's got the Agonus, and he put the minefield sign on top lane, so I think that should deter them. Yeah, they're pinging it. They might go mid, though.
Yeah. This is kind of the crux about this strategy, is they go, all right, then, I'll just switch lanes.
But that's where you do the big brain thing. You put the sign on one side,
and the mine's on the other.
But mine's on the other, yeah.
All right, but don't worry, Liz.
Many players do that, yeah.
I've got a big brain thing that you can do in return. You use wards. You also find kills on Storm Spirits. That Yules already having some value, but I don't think they've got enough follow-up as they're out of range.
Yep. Limp wasn't really there to follow up with Atos, sadly for him. And because of that, no one is happy to stay alive and go back. I'm actually curious why Zayats isn't planting these mines around the cliffs, which is how usually people do.
I think he's more paranoid about the defense of the base right now, as they just lost another tower. And look at this.
No, I'm just arguing for your point in which you say, yeah, they always use the sentries when they're pushing the other side. You know?
Oh,
So
yeah. So basically spread it out across the entire base, right? Like you create lines of defense.
You just put them around these spots around the trees, you know, and then when you have them there, you can pull someone in, let's say with a storm or something like that, bait them.
True.
No,
Oh,
good
they're
call.
pulled into a bait here. As Alliance jump in, the Haunt's going to come out, but no one. Can they actually do enough here? Storm's trying to move away. Low on HP, can't hang around too long. The egg on the side, they're not paying attention to it though. So that's going to be brought down. The disarm comes out, so Spectre can't deal with it either. Will be stunned up down to half HP, and the Sunray will burn him down to an early death. 80 seconds on the sideline for your Spectre. Your combo was used, but Alliance holds strong. And your base, they've got it in their sights. Can the Techies' minds fool them? Probably not.
Spectre is dead, but most importantly for them, Techies is as well. And because of that, he cannot mine and defend forever. However, it looks like they have no sentries here. Yeah, they backed out.
Pointless. Like, Techies might be dead, but he can just select these mines and press one button. It is a problem.
Yeah, so they're just risking it on the top lane. I mean, they have the pipe, corrosive skin. Nyx is very tanky with his halberd.
Yeah, maybe they've missed their opportunity now. Storm's just trying to scare them into maybe falling back the wrong way, but you've given them the keys. They're in now. They don't even need to be where you're going to predictably put the mines.
They're so scared. Even they infest into the Viper, so so they don't risk anything.
Viper. It says no. There's not enough mines there. He's done the maths. I don't even know how you count them with that many little balls flailing around top of each other. Rezo goes in, Stomp comes out, and there you go. It's not enough to kill him off, and the heal follow-up, the Sunray, everything. They have not got anywhere near enough damage. CIS is going to be brought down, and this is getting close to the end for VP. Maybe one more good fight, and 25 seconds till Haunt. Golem gone for a lot longer, though. No one low on mana needs to be careful himself. S4 go for the call onto Warlock. No chance. You actually get more failed bond shenanigans out. No one just about has enough mana to ball lightning away. But Urax, they have no way of moving away from this fight. It's coming to them. Res over Stampede to try and slow them down. But the Sunray, I don't think you're even putting a dent in this side. I think this is the moment where maybe you consider just typing 2 letters in and refreshing and going anew.
They still have Haunt. I think they give it another go.
One last hurrah. This fails, it's all done. However, they might actually lose the Warlock before that. He's being brought down. They cut the back line. They will find a kill in the Chen, but can they find more? No one's already out of mana. He needs to be careful. They might identify this. Sunray onto him is going to burn him low. So 1-for-1 trade, but that definitely hurts VP a little bit more. They were counting on maybe actually having that rock in 20 seconds.
They have a lot of mines here, but yeah, they're being deleted.
Yep, now Nico Bay's like, okay, time to hit creeps and heal up again. We're going to back away. The Alliance, they're going to respect him. S4, he might consider going in. They actually do control him up. Lotus is there. No one needs to be careful himself about this. But on the side, Limp, he gets separated from the team to jump in. The Infest Bomb comes out. They don't hear anyone with the call, but now with the slows on the Rezo, he's definitely going down here. No one can't even try to risk to help. He has to get out. The disarm on his Spectre means she can't either. And they're chasing forward onto her next, trying to bring her down. They got open wounds in 2 seconds. Can she get out? Dagger, open wounds is going to be there, and the creeps will spot out. The egg as well, along with the root. That's going to be the Spectre down for 85. Buyback straight away, and no one in the meantime will top S4. S4 goes to the call, but there'll be a move away. But it doesn't matter. GG gets called. Yeah. VP are destroyed by Alliance in game 1.
Great answer to the whole Techies thing. Even though they picked Spectre after the Axe, Axe had a completely free game. They didn't contest him from creep skipping constantly, and even if he didn't go for a blink dagger, which is obviously the right decision to do in this game, he went for blink into pipe, and that pipe is so important for them. You just have a lot of sustain, and that's what Techies hates to play against. Same goes for Fatal Bonds and Spectre. You have so much damage, right? Like, you have such an insane team fight on Virtus.pro. You have Fatal Bonds, Storm jumping in, you have this suicide from Techies, Blast Off, then you have Centaur and Haunt, and all of that gets negated by Pipe, Mech, or Greaves on Shen. You get Corrosive Skin, then you have the Sunray as well. Yeah, it's just a very good lineup of Alliance in which they're just trying to stay alive while Virtus.pro is trying to kill them, right? And I really think that maybe, just maybe, they should have went Yasha into BKB on Spectre, because Manta is great and you need it, but BKB allows you to stay in the Nether Toxin and actually do your work. maybe that would have been better, but it's a really hard call, and it's not really that conventional for builds. So I'm not sure, but I'm happy to see Techies lose.
I like how that's the takeaway at the end. I mean, I was sitting there thinking maybe if they got an Ags on Storm as well, because like if you think about how the combo works, they want everyone grouped. But even then, it's an uphill battle. Like every one of Alliance's heroes at that stage of the game has at least 40% match resistance added to their base. Then you already mentioned the Viper, and this Lifestealer eventually just gets the right click items, and it's no longer about surviving; it's about killing.
Yeah, the Centaur Courser as well from the channel, always chilling around, giving you more magic resistances. Well played by Alliance. It wasn't really, it wasn't a wash. It wasn't an easy game for them by any stretch, but they played it right. You could see Virtus.pro as well. They had some pretty solid moves, like the Techies moves around the mid lane. Killing the wave with the catapult is something that I would really like to put the highlight on. Then rotating around mid when Spectre and Storm get their 6 to kill off the Viper. Like, they played a really solid game, but it's the Zoo meta and they played versus the champ.
No, that's kind of the inevitable nature of these games recently, as we've seen a lot of them. If it's not Luna plus Venge, it's usually just the Zoo strats coming out. And I mean, Alliance, they've done a good job of getting that up online, especially with Helmet Dom also on the Viper. But game one, Alliance, they needed this. Like Virtus.pro, this is their first series for this entire tournament. But not a good start for them. However, Alliance, they need every point they can get to stay alive and maybe make it through the group stage. Because so far, they're 1 victory, 3 losses, 3 points overall. They need a 2-0 here to really just give them the best chance of making it through the groups. And we'll see if they can do that. Short break, and then we'll be back for game 2 between Alliance and VP.